Let's talk about manufacturing and factory jobs. It was always a fantasy that we were going to see this massive renaissance of American manufacturing. It was a fantasy for a lot of different reasons. It was a fantasy, number one, because factories take a long time to build. And so we know what is in the pipeline because it takes years. Number two, we have 500,000 open manufacturing jobs right now that companies can't fill. So how on earth was Trump going to create a manufacturing boom? It was always a fantasy. Factories are going to come roaring back and jobs will come back. Foreign companies are going to rush to build American. CNBC went on TV and they announced the following, and it is ugly.
Now, if we look at factory orders, this is a fresh June number, expecting up 2/10, comes in down 3/10. Down 3/10, of course, compares to last month, down 1.3, which makes it, unfortunately, the best month since it was positive over 5 in April. Now, if we take transportation away, it's still a negative number, expecting up 4/10 ex-trans. We're now down 4/10. That would be the lightest number going back to April of 25.
That does not sound like the greatest manufacturing boom in the history of the world, does it? Factory orders down a fraction of a percentage point in June. Economists expected that they would go up. You take out transportation equipment, orders still fell 0.4%. In other words, you can't say airplanes had a weird month and that's the only problem. Now, I always want to be fair. Manufacturing hasn't collapsed. We still have some manufacturing in the United States. AI investment is helping some industries. There's expansions of factory activity in some sectors. So it's a mix, but the numbers are mixed is a huge retreat from we will have a revival of American manufacturing, the likes of which you have never seen before, and the world will be itching to come and manufacture stuff in the United States. That fantasy was much simpler than reality and also more attractive. Now, what was the economic theory? There isn't always one, okay, behind Trump's economic policy, but the theory was if you put tariffs on imported products, companies will go, we got to start manufacturing in Ohio and Michigan. And then we'll hire millions of Americans who will happily take factory jobs, rinse, repeat. Very easy. Couple problems with that. Number one, factories are expensive to build and it takes a long time. 2, supply chains can take years to reconstruct domestically. 3, tariffs raise the cost of imported machinery. 4, tariffs raise the cost of imported input goods that the manufacturers need. 5, companies aren't going to invest billions based on policies Trump might change tomorrow because someone whispers something to him at 2 a.m. and he goes, reverse the policy. Quick timeout. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure you're subscribed. Not tomorrow, not later. Just do it right now. Let's get it done. We're closing in on 4 million subscribers. I would appreciate the help. Let's get back to where I was. So there's a lot of reasons why that was never going to happen. Now, let's go even further, though. There's another problem MAGA wants to ignore, which is that I've said, I don't hear anybody talking about this. To pat myself on the back, we're actually talking about it. Right now, we could increase manufacturing employment by 500,000 in the United States without creating a single new job because there are 500,000 open manufacturing jobs. To be more precise, a couple months ago, it was like 505,000. Right now, the latest federal data we have shows 481,000 manufacturing jobs that are open right now. Who wants a manufacturing job? There's almost 500,000 available. So before we get to millions of new factory jobs, maybe somebody should go, why can't employers fill the 500,000 manufacturing jobs that are available right now? The answer is not Americans are lazy. The answer is not Americans don't know how to work anymore. If a company advertises a job and nobody takes it, that is the market providing some feedback. The salary might be too low, or the benefits are bad, or the factory is nowhere near where the workers are, or maybe the job requires training the company doesn't want to pay for. There's a whole bunch of explanations. So when Trump talks about these manufacturing jobs, we have Americans desperate, millions. They want an assembly line position at whatever salary the employer is offering. That doesn't exist. It simply doesn't exist. And so if you want to really be serious about manufacturing, you need long-term investment, you need worker training, infrastructure, stable trade policy, not on again, off again, and you need wages offered that make the jobs worth taking. Trump has offered tariffs and a slogan or two. And so now factory orders are falling. Manufacturers are paying more for their input costs. And we have 500,000 jobs available right now. Not only are the factories not magically returning, it's getting worse, and signs point to it getting even worse. On the bonus show today, we will look at the primary results from yesterday on both the Republican and Democratic side. Congressman Chuck Edwards is abandoning his reelection campaign after an ethics panel report has been released, and a new 2028 straw poll. Folks, look at this. This is a Republican straw poll. Marco Rubio leads J.D. Vance by 36 points. What can and can't we deduce from this poll? We will talk about it on the bonus show. Sign up and get instant access. Sign up today. I'd love to have you join us on the bonus show. Sign up at joinpakman.com. Appreciate you watching. Stick around for this next video, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you actually see our uploads. You can also catch the full podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.